what a season it has been. It has been absolutely mental. I cannot believe that I'm sitting here today doing this roundup with what I'm about to talk about. Like, wow. It has gone from pro cards to overalls. All sorts has happened this year. We have had lots of ups. We've had lots of downs. I think my passport has probably got about another 50 countries added to it. I've definitely been very, very sleep deprived over the last 3 months, but my God, has it been worth it. I kind of set out this season with a goal to just be better than last year. That is always my goal every time. Can I do what I did last year and more? With that being, achieving more pro cards, achieving more first places, achieving more overalls, like whatever I can do to continue to be better. My goal all along with this is to just be one of the best coaches in the UK. That is what I want to be known for. I want people to know that I am in the mixture to be one of the best. And wow, I think this season has definitely solidified that for me. So, this season, it kicked off in March. We had a very, very good start to the year. And from the start of the year, it just continued to get better. One of the biggest key highlights for me with the start of the season, which a lot of people will remember, was the PCA Universe. An absolutely phenomenal weekend. Firstly, I somehow managed to win my PCA Pro card. I still keep telling everyone I'm lucky in getting that. But that was the start of a phenomenal day. I was first on that day. I went on, won my Pro card and still had 4 people to compete that day. Later on that day, we had Ethan go on and win in the juniors. We had Abby, who got a 2nd place in the disability class. And then we had Christy, and then we had Zaka at the back end of the day. So Zaka went into that show, won the overall in her class, won her pro card, and then went and won the pro show, which was just fantastic for her. And then Christy went on and won the pro show for bikini. So we had a double clean sweep in bikini, and me winning my pro card. That was a huge highlight for me of the year. And as I said, it just continued to get better from there on out. We had a couple more of those weekends where it was just an absolute takeover. We went to PCA Holland. We had 2 pro card wins there and 2 overall wins there, which was for Jake and for Danny. Aston and Joe also took part in that show as well and got a 1st and a 2nd. That was another key highlight for me. And how can I forget the weekend that has just gone? The final weekend of the season, I was getting to the end of the season with no IFBB Pro cards. It was the last weekend of the season for me to acquire one. And we ended up getting 2. It gives me shivers just even sitting here talking about it. My boy Aston, I've wrote what happened on Instagram, but it was a very, very last minute decision. He was 3 weeks into his reverse. He was off cycle. I saw the schedule come out for the Denmark show on the Monday. I sent it to him and was like, do you fancy it? He thought I was joking, to which I was like, no, I am not joking. We sent him on a plane and he was the first of the weekend to get his IFBB Pro cards. As I said at the start of this video, every year Pro cards is where you're looking. That's the kind of stuff that is going to get you to the top of the list. And I didn't have an IFBB Pro card up until this weekend. So for Aston to go and tick that first one off was a phenomenal achievement. And then in addition to that, Victoria went and won her IFBB Pro card in Italy, which was absolutely phenomenal. 2 IFBB Pro cards this weekend. And then just to top it off, Lewis went and won the PCA Pro Show. Again, another key highlight for me was Lewis winning his Pro card at the British to then go on to win the overall and then also win the Pro Show that just took part at the British weekend. So 3 PCA Pro wins, 5 or 6 PCA Pro cards, 2 IFBB Pro cards. They were some of the key highlights for me this season. It was mental. I think I cried every single one of those. But, so for me in the season, it's been an emotional roller coaster. I've had, as I say, lots of ups, lots of downs, mostly ups, but there has also been some results that, haven't gone my way. It looks on paper like the season has just gone all my way, but it certainly hasn't. There was a lot of people in the team that were very unlucky in some shows where arguably that, we could have got more pro cards, but, those will come. Next season, that will come. In terms of kind of myself, it's been a whirlwind. I've not had much sleep. It's been, it's been a lot of sleepless nights, stressing, wanting to make sure everyone is on the money, having wake up in the middle of the night to check people are on. It's been a mental ride, but after this weekend, it definitely makes it all worth it. I've been to hundreds of different countries. One that will always be a highlight for me was going to Romania. You'll also probably have seen my Instagram story. I went and visited one of the most phenomenal spas in the world, and there was me in the pool with my phone, because I had 4 people to peak for the next day. So everyone is in the pool having a little swim, having a little drink, and there was me with my mobile phone responding to people's check-ins. That was definitely a highlight. But the first time when I'm actually away that I actually went and tried to get a little bit of downtime and enjoy myself, shall we say. So yeah, season has been fantastic. I think in terms of totals for the season, we finished on 2 IFBB Pro cards, 5 PCA Pro cards, 5 IFBB overalls, 3 PCA Pro wins, 5 PCA overalls, 70 first places, 32 second places, and 20 third places. And I think in total, I counted earlier, we put 53 people on stage this year, which is a new record for me. And you can imagine the amount of time that's taken to do that. So a huge thank you. As I say, I'm not going to go through everyone, but a huge thank you to everyone who has contributed to those placings. I wouldn't be able to be where I am today if it wasn't for you guys that ultimately, do the business on stage, shall we say. So a huge thank you, a great season for me. So in terms of moving forward, people always keep asking me on Question Boxes Anonymous, what's next? Just keep doing better. That is what's next. I do think, I was having this conversation today, I think next season, for me to beat this season, would really have to be something special. I think this one will be one in the memory books for a very long time. If I can even get anywhere near to matching it next year, it would be great. I have got a phenomenal roster of athletes. Obviously, I've got a lot more good athletes that are also coming onto the books now because of the success this year. So I'm hoping next year is going to be a good one. I'm hoping I might not have to spend so much time away from home, but if that's what I've got to do, that's what I've got to do to continue to keep moving forward. Some great news today as well, like I got nominated for PCA Bodybuilder of the Year, which I still don't know why people have nominated me, but I've been recommended for Coach of the Year, so it's just been a phenomenal end to the season. So yeah, super excited for that. Next year we're going to keep coming bigger and better. We have got some new YouTube stuff coming next year. There is also going to be a podcast coming out that I'm going to be taking part in, which I'm not going to say too much on yet, but watch this space because it's going to be a banger. I'm going to continue to keep doing as much content as I can to keep all of you guys in the loop with what's going on. But yeah, that is it for this episode. It was just going to be a nice roundup of the season. As I say, a huge thank you to everyone who has followed me this year, who has participated in making this a phenomenal year. And yeah, we will catch you next year, which is hopefully going to be just as much of a banger as this one.